Hello and welcome back to the Lex E. Rojas vlog. I'm your host, Lex E. Rojas, aka Dakota Woolmer, aka Dakota Wolf, aka slowly losing what little remains of my sanity. I honestly don't know if I've used the title of today's episode before or not. And oh well. So, using my big girl words, I just called myself a girl. Anyway, I do that a lot actually, a surprising amount for someone who identifies as non-binary. I think it's literally just like years of conditioning to, I grew up in a household with a strong feminine presence, I've got my mom, who's obviously a woman, but she's always been like a feminist, like always. She likes to tell me that when she was 9 years old, she would question why her parents were still together, specifically why her mom would allow her dad to talk to her like that and not just leave. And then, unfortunately, one day, my grandfather did have an extramarital affair and leave, and then married his mistress. But I never met the guy, so who am I to judge? Thanks. I do know that it broke my grandma's heart, and I loved my grandma. So I still love her, but she passed away when I was a kid. She had a stroke at 77, and my mom's first husband actually found her laying on the floor of her side of the house that she shared with my aunt, and he found her there. He called an ambulance and stuff, but I think because she had been there so long, she just had, I think she had brain damage, I'm not sure. Again, I was a kid, so she did stay alive for a while after that. I know she died at 77. The stroke might have been a year or two before that. I was a kid. I can't remember the exact details. My mom actually had strokes too when I was really little. I might have talked about that on here before. But yeah, so wow, all this came because I was talking about how my mom had a strong female presence. All right, so going back to that, my mom, huge feminist. She grew up in the 60s, went to high school in like the 70s. Her boyfriend was like one of the first people, her high school boyfriend was one of the first people to wear like a bag to school to carry books in, and everyone made fun of him, calling him gay and stuff because he was wearing like a purse. And now everyone wears backpacks, so it's like, you go, Jerry. Except not really, because Jerry ended up cheating on my mom. So fuck you, Jerry. You little troll. I say he's a little troll because apparently that's what my grandma said he looked like. So, anyway. So, aside from my mom getting cheated on and leaving his sorry ass, she later met her first husband at a gas station where she was pumping gas, and he was about 7 years older than her, but I don't really know how that relationship developed or anything. I don't get a lot of details about that, but eventually they got married, had 2 kids. she says that he was verbally abusive, but it also sounds like he put up with a lot from her. So like I don't know the real story because I wasn't there. But eventually she left because she didn't like how she was being talked to. And he is honestly like a super nice, wonderful man. He's still in our lives as my two oldest sisters' dad. And he's like a second father to me. He's always been there for me. He welcomed us into his home, and he always made sure we were fed, and he gave us cool gifts, and he even gave me a bunch of like lighting equipment and stuff during the COVID times. And like he's a great guy, you know. I don't want to like I kind of don't want to believe my mom's side of the story. I want to think there was a lot more going on, more nuance, that my mom just... Like, my mom's really high-strung, so, like, who knows? Who knows what was going on? Sorry to anyone in my family who's watching this and feels like I'm dishing out family drama needlessly. I'm literally just talking and thinking out loud while I walk. I'm on my way to my therapy appointment, funny enough. So my mom was always a strong woman. I think she made more money than him, and they wanted to give him alimony, and he was like, no, I'm not taking alimony from her. Again, he's a great guy. Just, I think she stressed him out and, you know, couldn't deal with the consequences of that stress. Sorry, Mom. Love you. So then, before her marriage to my dad, she became a surrogate mother. But first she fought for surrogacy to be legal. And she attended protests and stuff to legalize surrogacy, which nowadays doesn't seem like a big deal, does it? Vita says, ew, 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 disgusting, ew, bruh, loser, Ruiz standing up for me, I appreciate that. Says, why you here if you hating? You know what? Let the haters leave. It's just extra views. I mean, let them stay. It's extra views. So, go ahead. Call me disgusting. Call me a loser. Okay, says, sorry, I don't want to be hating. Okay, Vita, if you don't want to be hating, then why are you hating? I don't understand. What was all the yous and the losers about? Anyway, my mom fought for surrogacy in the 80s and won. Obviously, she wasn't alone in the fight, but she was among those fighting for it to legalize it, and she won, and she became a surrogate mother, which is something she said she always knew she wanted to do, to like help someone else have a baby that couldn't, and therein birthed her third child, also female, and she's still a big part of our family, despite being raised by other parents. Like, we still consider her our sister, and like we hang out and we're close, actually. So that's cool. And shortly after that, I don't know how shortly, I'm not good with the timing of stuff, she married my dad. My mom married my dad, who was also 7 years older than her, and they stayed married for 17 years. They had 2 kids together, my older sister and me. So, like I said, I grew up in a household with a strong female presence. So many women. It was always, everything was girl power this and girl power that, and women can do anything, and, you know, you don't need a man kind of stuff. And Vita says, do I have a boyfriend? So my relationship is actually beyond the status of boyfriend. We're not legally married, but we are committed to that extent, where neither of us plans to go anywhere. We've been living together for 8 years, and we have 2 kids together. So, someone asked something about sliced bread. What? Vita says that their big brother was the one writing you and loser and whatever. Matthew Ruiz, do you play games? No. Yes. Wait. What kind of games? You mean like video games? Because when I introduced myself and I said the AKA to Kotar Wolf, that's my gamer tag, is to Kotar Wolf. So I do play video games. I don't play games in my relationship, which is kind of what I thought you meant at first. And then I realized what you meant, I think, if you mean video games. Do I have boyfriend? I already answered that question. I'm in a long-term relationship, not exactly married, but beyond the point of calling him my boyfriend. I usually refer to him as my partner. So yeah. The answer is I'm not single. I have gone so off topic today. I haven't even spoken about my week. Which, I mean, to be fair, my week has mostly been hanging out with the family, writing, and working at my survival job, which I actually really enjoy. But I have this, because I have ADHD, I get this urge to just quit and start a new job, even though I've been there for less than a year. And like, it's actually a good job, despite me having to like cover all my own taxes, you know. I need to like chill the fuck out, you know. Have I walked too far? I might be in the wrong place. Well, I got 20 minutes till my appointment starts, so I'll find it. Yeah. How old are you? I was born in the 90s. Does that answer your question enough? Or do I have to be specific? Can you say something pretty about me? Sure, compliments are welcome, as long as they're respectful compliments. How long do I walk? I think it was supposed to be like a 20-minute walk. I might have underestimated the walk. I'm getting nervous about like being late, even though I have 20 minutes still till the appointment. It's not that far. I'm literally in the neighborhood, I can tell. Usually I take a bike. I don't usually walk to get there, but I missed pretty eyes and hair. Thank you. This is not my natural hair color. My hair is naturally blonde, but that makes it easier to dye, because when you're blonde, any color will show up in your hair. So I enjoyed dyeing my hair fun colors. Some people say that dyeing your hair is a sign of like low self-esteem or insecurity or something, but I just like seeing myself with different hair colors. It's like when you start a new video game and you customize your avatar. Why not change the hair color? Like, we're literally all always have the opportunity to customize our avatars on this earth. So why don't we do it? Let's do it. Anyway, may not be as easy sometimes as it is in a video game, but this is so-called real life, so why would it be that easy? I say so-called because even scientists agree that if we were in a simulation, there'd be no way to prove it, because any proof we obtain would be from within the simulation itself. So there'd just be no way to know. I got anxiety walking behind that big old FedEx truck that I just walked behind, because in case they decided to just start backing up, which I know they wouldn't just randomly back up, but it still gave me anxiety, so here I am. Ooh, I think I found where my appointment is. Sweet. Yeah, so thank you. Thank you all for watching and listening to my ramblings, and I hope to see you next week. Maybe I'll be a little more coherent, maybe not next week, Friday or Saturday. I really